Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How you guys doing today?
We're blessed.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Very happy to hear that. How's everyone's weekend? Do you guys have any good stories you want to share with me? Or with us, I should say. What are you guys working on? What do you guys have on the agenda for this week?
So I actually this weekend was I had this meeting with this guy who reached out to me on Instagram, and he wants to do a podcast together, like a video, because he's starting his podcast stuff too. So he's actually working with some people with EXP, and he does their social media. So he's in the UK, and I thought it was like a scam or something, but it's a real guy. So I asked him, how did you find me? And he said he found me, just by looking for realtors, and my Instagram popped out. So I'm like, this works. He's in the UK.
Oh, absolutely. That's awesome. I love that last video you did in Spanish. That was really good.
Oh,
It
thank
looked so
you.
professional. Did you guys see that?
No,
Yeah, I'll find a
I
way to
did.
pop it up
It was
today.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Thank
really,
you.
really good.
I
And I
got a
told
lot of-
Ivania, do you remember what I told you? I'm like, I feel like you're not the same person I know. I
I
feel like
know,
I'm
she
watching a
told me.
YouTube video.
The first video I did in Spanish, she texted me and she's like, it's two people. It's like, I know your face, but you don't sound like you.
Like, who is this person?
Yeah, that was awesome.
So I switched it. I stopped making the videos in English, and I'm targeting the Spanish community because they're back from the bushes. All my 2019 clients that went dormant during COVID, everybody's back.
How's that ad? I'm sorry, how did that post do for you? Did you get a lot of comments? Did you get a lot of engagement?
I got a lot of comments like, oh, I really like this video. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, I like the information. It's more of DMs. I find that I get a lot more DMs than like comments on my post. And then I tell people, where did you go? But I feel like that's like something that I see in our community too. In our community, people don't like to people, how do you say, they raise us to be jealous of other people, right? Not to support other people. So when they support it, they do it in silence. So I tell them, please go and write what you just said to me, or please go and post it or like it. And they're like, okay. Because one time I found a friend and she's like, oh, I like all your posts when you go to places. I've gone to many places because you've gone and you tagged them. I'm like, why don't you tell me? I feel like people are not looking at it. She's like, no, please keep posting. I'm like, then like it.
Very true. I'm gonna play it real quick so you got the people who are on the call who haven't seen it can have a look for themselves.
Subtitles.
Yeah, right. That's the only thing we're missing, is subtitles. All right, so I think it was this video right here. So
Yeah.
I'll give you my comments afterwards, but let's just see if
Okay. Yeah.
let me turn on the volume.
Ivania, ya no me gusta donde vivo y de verdad quiero comprar una casa, pero no he ahorrado plata y no tengo para la entrada. Tranquila, eso no es problema. ¿En serio? Claro, déjeme explicarle cómo. Hola, soy Ivania Ugalde con el Legacy Group Realty. ¿Sabías que si estás listo para comprar una propiedad pero no has ahorrado para la entrada, hay diferentes maneras de ayudar con este dilema? ¿Sabían que pueden usar hasta el 50% del saldo de su cuenta de retiro del 401k o hasta $50,000, la cantidad que sea menor, para la compra de su casa? Si no quieren hacer un retiro, pueden utilizar su 401k como un préstamo para poder comprar sin penalización. Espero que esta información les haya sido útil. Si desean educarse más a fondo sobre este tipo de ayuda, por favor no duden en comunicarse conmigo. Pueden dejarme sus comentarios aquí abajo, mi información también va a estar ahí si desean comunicarse personalmente. Gracias por sintonizar. Hasta la próxima.
All right, that was really good. And I'm sorry, guys, for the language barrier, but maybe Ivani, if you can translate that for us.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, I'm so tired where I live. I don't like it anymore. And then and then I'm like, oh, what happened? And I'm like, oh, I'm so tired where I live. And then I don't like where I live anymore, but I don't have any money saved up for a house. And then the other Ivani is like, don't worry about it. That's not a problem. There's many ways we can help you. And then the other girl says, really? And then I explain about 401k, like how can you borrow or use it as a loan for I've been doing little this is, I think, the fourth one, because the other one was like gifts and funding and gifts. The other one was the grants of the government. So this one's 401k. So I'm doing like a little series. I had done it in English, now in Spanish, on like little ways that you can offset your down payment.
Yeah, that
And
was
I just
awesome.
give them enough
That
information
is great.
to come and ask me questions. Like I didn't say much. I just said, this is, you could use it this way, ask me how.
That was that
That's
was really
great.
good. What do you guys think? Any commentary or questions on
Oh,
the?
she looked so pretty in the video. That's number one.
Oh, you're saying I look pretty now?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yes, you always look pretty. And then she sounded happy when she was doing it. Like, I really like it.
Oh my God, we have so much fun with this because the first video that I did, it took like 2 hours. Now you should see us. It's like boom, 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 boom. And it's like a switch, like recording time. But then there's all those moments where you get stuck on the words or you make fun of stuff. And like, we just laugh a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out to be
Yeah,
a
good
really
job.
time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
One thing I'm going to tell you is I'm sure people don't, or maybe not picked up on this, but what camera are you using?
I don't know. Moses is the guy that takes my pictures and videos. He uses it, but I'll find out for you.
Okay, so you're using a stationary camera, like something that is not your cell phone, not your
Yes.
laptop. Okay, the quality
Correct.
looks really good. No, I
Yes.
mean you could probably do this on a lot of the newer iPhones as well.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. I actually just got my new iPhone because he was telling me that he's like little things like that. If you ever want to jump in and I'm not here now, I have the setup with the sign and all of that. I got a tripod too.
Good.
Ivania, is that a studio or that's your office?
Is that a what? I'm sorry. A what?
Studio?
Where is this?
So that's my basement.
Excuse me?
It's my basement. I'm actually
Wow.
going to log in. I'm gonna log in from my phone so you guys can see. I'll take you to my basement. It's nothing crazy. I just took a corner of my basement, and because I even got that sign, and I cover it with you. Every time I do the video, I tag them, and they love it. Louis, can you let me in from my cell phone?
Yep, letting you in now.
I think I. All right, cool. No. Oh, can you guys see?
Let me stop sharing my
I
screen.
think I'm frozen.
There you
Okay,
are.
hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my little setup here. So it's just a corner of my basement.
Okay. You know, my comments on that are that you don't need a studio. You don't need to overcomplicate things. You don't need everything that you think you need. You just need to start, right? That you found a corner, you found a chair, you found a table, and
Yeah, and I actually have 2 chairs. So I've done videos with Tanya in there where we both are there. So it's good to have company.
good. Well, that was very well thought out, that little corner of yours, because you have a white corner, you have a white wall, and then you put a light fixture behind you. Now it doesn't have to be a fancy neon sign like Ivania has, you know, that's the name of her team, but you don't have to do that. You could just have a lamp, or you could just have any light source behind you. The reason why is because the video becomes way more engaging when you do that, because it focuses your attention on that video, because most people don't take the time that have that light source behind them. So Ivania's is pink. So the fact that it was pink, it stopped you from scrolling, because it's like, oh, this is different, right? And then she starts talking, and then it's in Spanish, like, oh, that's different, you know, and then she does the whole conversation with herself, acting as 2 different people, you know. So it was a very good, engaging video, and I think that it wasn't her first video, but she's learning how to make more of these creative videos, and I think it's getting the job done. I think you're going to get a lot of commentary even going forward on videos like this and many others. So what lessons I'm taking away from this is that you don't need an extravagant budget to create that. You can do it in your basement. You don't need a super fancy camera. You can do it with your phone. Even your editor told you, right? Even your camera guy told you. And you really just need to know, okay, well, let me pick some bullet points about what people can learn about, because I didn't even know you can use up to 50% of your 401k. I thought you could use the whole thing. So that's as much as I know. So, you know, it's good information. And if you guys don't take the time to just put stuff like this out, like you're not going to get the opportunities. Ivania will get opportunities for videos she's done a month ago. You know, if someone will say, oh, I saw this video where you were in the park and you were walking and I, you know, that was good information. And then you're like, oh, I forgot I even did that video. I almost didn't make it because I was shy. So
Yeah.
good stuff. What do you guys think?
I thought it was great.
Thank you, guys.
I thought it was
Thank
great. I did watch a seminar on social media video making, and the only one thing that I did take away, not the only one thing, but one thing that I took away from the gentleman that was giving it is he says, take advantage of Instagrams and Facebook Reels that they do closed caption for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you're in the bathroom like me scrolling through, I turn the volume all the way down. So for your video to still get the views, to take advantage of closed caption that they do that for you.
Very true.
Guys, every
yeah.
Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning,
you
my
guys
office
the
does
contact
technology
for that.
training.
I'm sorry, guys. We had two of you speaking at the same time. Ivani, can you respond to what she said, and then we'll have Sarah go?
Oh, yes. I was saying if you guys want the contact for the signs, I will send it to you guys because they're not expensive.
Yeah, put it in the
And
chat,
then this
please.
other guy too that we're gonna do the video. I was gonna ask you, Louis, but I send me. You can. The prices are bad.
You broke up a little, but I think you said you're going to give us the info for the signs.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, we look forward to that. That's awesome. So Sarah, what you were saying?
I said every Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, my office does technology training, like how to take advantage of all the technology that's in our reach, and it's open for all EXP agents. So if you guys want, I can send you the link.
Yeah, please. The
Okay,
more
I'll put it in
collaborating
the
and learning
email.
we can do is better.
Yeah, they taught us 3 weeks ago how to set up our LinkedIn. Then last week they did training on Instagram, basically making it into a resume display.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're doing this Wednesday, but it's every Wednesday and it's open for everyone.
So what are their thoughts on Instagram? I'm sorry, what are their thoughts on LinkedIn? LinkedIn to me seems more like a professional space where people go to do more like job searching, but what are they saying about LinkedIn?
In which way?
Yeah,
They
you're
just
saying
said as a
teaching you how to-
realtor,
yeah.
as a
set up
realtor,
your
you
profile?
must have it. You must have the LinkedIn to connect with everyone in state and out of state and in
Yeah.
the whole world.
Absolutely. LinkedIn is a very powerful search engine, guys. So if you guys are newer to this business and you're trying to get your name ranked as a real estate professional, LinkedIn is very good. And some of you may have LinkedIn from maybe a previous career and you haven't updated it. So make sure you do that because you'll pop up as your formal employer or employment if you don't update that. And with Instagram, turning your Instagram into a resume, I'm telling you right now, guys, whenever I get someone who I don't know who wants to do business with me or rent from me or even an agent that's making an offer on a property of mine, first thing I do is I go check their social media. I go to look at what kind of things they're about, what they're doing. So nowadays, it's not an option anymore. Like if it's just as fishy to not have a social media profile than to have a bad one. So if you do have one, make the best of it and make it clean. Now, it doesn't mean you have to share personal information. It doesn't mean you have to overshare if you don't feel comfortable oversharing about your family or where you live or anything like that. But it should definitely be professional and as clean as possible. And, obviously keep any partying or keep any and controversial stuff off of there, because, you know, if you're trying to attract people, the majority of people to work with, you want to be very professional and show what your accomplishments are. That's for sure. And don't be scared. I guess sometimes I see people saying, "Oh, I don't want to post my accomplishments because I don't want to, either I don't want to hate, or I don't, I feel uncomfortable because, other people might be jealous." Like, listen, you're not posting for those people. You're posting for that maybe 1% to 5% of people who are going to be searching you and looking to do business with you. So think about that, because the haters don't pay your bills. Right?
You're
Remember
so right, Louis.
that.
In the beginning, I was scared to do that because I was like, I don't want to get jinxed. But then guess what? When I started posting, I felt like business brings business.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does. And a lot of people won't be happy with your success, guys. I mean, I can tell you, I could write a book with all the stories and personally, and I'm sure you guys have also experienced it. You outgrow people. You might have had friends all your life, family all your life that you might feel close to, and you think, you guys are have a bond. But then the minute you get more successful than them, or the minute they feel uncomfortable with your success, that it gets very awkward, and they almost are praying for your downfall. And the reason why is because as humans, we have two ways of being successful. We can either become more successful by accomplishing bigger things, or we can try to knock down people around us to make us feel better about our lack of accomplishments. And unfortunately, the majority of people take the second option. So don't worry about those people. Hopefully, if you've ever experienced that before and you feel like you've done that, maybe not taken action to do that, but maybe you've felt that, or maybe thought that in your mind. It's not uncommon. Everybody has, there's been times in my life when I've looked at more successful people and I'm like, how can I justify that in my head, that they're more successful than me? Oh, that's right. They were born here, or maybe they look this way, but I don't look that way. And then you start to lie to yourself and tell yourself these falsehoods that are just keep holding you back. And they're the same reasons why you don't pick up the phone, why you don't door knock, why you don't put your face on social media, is because of all those beliefs that you have. And it's 100% not true. So always be happy for other people. Always try to give praise and give flowers while people are alive, because you never know, in this world, anything can happen. So, and the more positivity you give out, guys, I'm telling you right now, the more love and accomplishments that you reward others with, the more you will get back. It is 100% true. You will not get it if you're in a corner somewhere silently hating, or even worse, vocally hating on other people's accomplishments. So whatever you guys are doing, whether it's brand new or you've been doing it for a long time, just keep going, because you're changing lives, whether you know it or not. Some people are very quiet about it. I've met people many months and years after that say that something I put out kind of sparked something in them, or they learned something from something I put out. So it's there's always someone out there who's going to take it and use and utilize it. So yeah, that's my rant for the morning. Anyone else have anything to say about anything so far, or you guys want to share anything that you might be working on?
I heard, like, first of all, it was a very nice video, Ivania.
Yeah,
You'll be working, hard on it. I was trying to share what works for me in one video about the down payment assistance. Just do the boost by interest. If you don't know how to do it, I can show you. And then, like,
Okay.
Zillow, realtor.com, and people like searching for houses. I got a lot of leads out of my video with booths and stuff. A lot of people asking, like, inquiring and this and that, like looking for information, right? And I already pre-approved 3, and I did it, like, it cost me like $70, $10 a day. You don't need much. You don't need to put that. And then the area, New Yorkers. Usually that's more condensed. You get more people out of the, like, New York, some New Jersey, but it's like a circle.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to
boost
do it, I
that.
can show you.
Yeah,
Definitely boost
thank you
that
so
video.
much.
Yeah, I think you have video on that as well, Louis, the boosting.
Yeah, they're always changing it. So if anyone's done it recently, for sure, I'd love to see how you guys are doing that. So Ivania, that's a video worth boosting, and that goes for any of you. Like, if you guys have, like, look at your videos from the last 90 days, and if there's one that's performing really well, that's the algorithm telling you that one's an engaging video. So promote that one, if it's real estate related or business related.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
actually
boosting?
going to-
Are you boosting it on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube? What platform are you using to boost?
Me, I
I
do
did Facebook business and Facebook
Okay.
business. I did my video.
Facebook. Okay. I've seen it on Instagram where it says boost, but I've never tried it.
Okay. Anyone else want to have something to share with us?
Do you have a video on how to start? Because now I videos. So I've been saying that I want to get on YouTube. Do you have a video on how to set that up, Luis, so I can upload all my videos? Because I figure if I'm gonna send a video to a client and then they're gonna share to a friend, I might as well get those likes, right?
Yeah. If you could repeat your first part of your question again, because you cut out.
If you have a video on how to set up the YouTube channel.
How to set up your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I don't know. When you say set it up, what do you mean by set it up? Like
Like
what?
started, because I have a bunch of
Sorry?
videos now to upload, but I don't know how to set it up.
Okay.
I can
Um,
help you with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone here, whoever has information, please share it. But let's just take a little mini crash course on that right now. And it's not overly complicated, right? Nothing in the world is overly complicated. It's just either done or waiting for perfect. There's one or the other. So what I would
Okay.
say is that have a library of videos before you start the channel, which I mean library, I mean by like 6 to 9 videos. It doesn't have to be like, I need a catalog of 50 videos. The reason why is because if one of those videos hits, someone's going to click on your channel. They're going to want to see more videos from you. If they click on your channel, you've got 1 video or 2 videos, they're going to be like, oh, this is a brand new channel. Maybe they won't make any more videos. So maybe I won't subscribe. But if you upload 6 videos at once, or however many you have, it just starts your channel off that much better. I learned that from someone else who's big in the YouTube space. They said if they were to start over and start a new channel, they would do it this way, right? I would go ham, like as hard as you could on short form after that. So after you have your 9 or however many videos as your base, go extremely hard on short form on YouTube Shorts, because the YouTube Shorts, you could like talk backwards and be in like a closet and you'll get 1,000 views. It's like they're pushing that so much. So imagine if you put some really good effort into it. So that's going to drive views to your channel, which will mean that they want to know more about what you're talking about. So when they see your long form videos, they'll start watching your long form. So your short forms drive your long forms. Okay. Now, as far as setting up your channel, you know, that's pretty simple to do. And especially now with ChatGPT, what you need to do is come up with a banner. So go over to Canva and look up the size banner that YouTube needs you to have. Create a little banner. It'll take you probably 5 minutes to do. If you don't have a banner, you can use Midjourney like I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, or you can just pay someone on Fiverr to create a banner for you, or you can do it yourself on Canva. It's super simple to do. No reason for you guys not to have something professional looking. Then once you've done that, it's going to ask you for a bio or about you, about the page. So in the about the page, you can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, listen, I'm starting a YouTube channel about real estate, financing, and everything real estate related. Please write me a great description for my YouTube page. And they'll write you a description in 2 seconds. Then you grab that, post it, and then what you start doing is as you create more video content, you start creating playlists. So you create a playlist about financing, a playlist about first time buying, a playlist about investing. So now your channel is starting off on the right track where it's very organized. It's harder to do this once you have 100 videos and you're like, oh man, how many did I do on financing? And how many did I do on first time home buying? And you have to go through them and start organizing them. So keep them organized as you go. You can even organize your shorts. So you can tag your shorts as a shorts playlist, because I don't know about you guys, if you guys have ever done this, but when I love a channel and I'm trying to learn something, I'll look for their playlist and I'll just start with the first video and I'll just let it play in the background while I'm doing something. So that way I can learn as much about that as possible. And the only way that YouTube that I know of that allows you to do that is by clicking on a playlist where you can binge watch video after video after video of that person. Otherwise, you have to kind of pick them and watch those, unless you create like a queue session of your own, where you pick this video, then you pick that video and you add them to the queue. But I mean, that takes a lot of energy to do, right? So if you create playlists, I think it'll help you also in the long run. And naming the playlist, something also very creative is good. Some people name it financing or first time home buyer or whatever, right? Like, yeah, that's the gist of it. But could you make it spicier? Could you make it, something that's like, you know, secrets of secrets, secrets of mortgage business, or buying a home for the first time with no money, or buying the painless way of buying your first home or something, like something that the playlist will have a better title, not super long because obviously it's a playlist. So that's my suggestion if you're starting a new channel. And other than that, I mean, just have fun with it, because if you're not having fun with the content you're creating, then that means you're less likely to continue that process. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. If it feels like a chore
I
or a
have a
job.
lot of shorts. I still haven't done, I guess, besides the Facebook live that I did, that I was actually just gonna post it.
Mhm.
So since you're saying just do the shorts, my idea of long content was going to be, because I don't want my page to just be real estate. I want it to be about things that I like, or why move to Nutley, or why move to Naples, like you, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I also want to interview people. Oh, guys, so I have something really cool to tell you. I went
Yeah.
to Michigan and I met this guy, and he says I could go back and interview him. He used to play for the NBA. I was so excited. So
Nice.
imagine when I post that video, it's gonna like blow up.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
but I want it to be about me interviewing people. So should I keep my long terms just on the interviews and then the shorts on like the shorts that I'm doing, or should
Yeah.
I do like a financing long term too, like something like that for real estate?
So the interviews could be another playlist on your channel, right? That's could be another genre of content. And why interviews are great is because you can snippet shorts out of your long form interviews or even your long form content. When you're doing a 1 hour video, there's going to be like those moments where like, oh my God, can you say that again? Like if someone says something so profound or someone tells a story that's very captivating, you can get your editor to grab those little pieces and just make 3 or 4 shorts out of them. So yeah, that's a good idea. Very good idea.
So this guy that I talked to, that he's in the UK, that he helps people, he gave me a price list, and I want to share with you guys, but it's not allowing me to share pictures on the chat. But Louis, what do you think about this? So he said 10 reel posts, video covers, caption, hashtags, and profile optimization. I don't know if you say it like that. He said the standard is 345. I don't think that's bad, because as I said, I've been doing videos and it takes a lot of work.
Yeah. So what does he do? Giving you 10 videos, 10 shorts for $345?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, that's why he sent me a price list, and that's his standard package. 10 reels post, 10 reels / post, video covers, captions, hashtag.
What do you guys think? What advice do you have for Ivania on this?
I say use Chat GPT to get ask the question for what to post, hashtags, video ideas, and pictures. She could do all that herself, and it tells you what kind of pictures, what kind of videos you do, and everything. That's just me, because I'm a video person, camera, so it's easy. And you could also use that other one that you were talking about, the one that creates the pictures and the images for that as well. Yep. So you could merge them both. Try that. If it doesn't work out, then go, get the guy or whatever.
Anyone else have anything to share?
Okay. I just don't think I mean, I have my guy that helps me, but if anybody's looking, I don't think that's a bad price. As I said, it is a lot of work.
Yeah. It is a lot of work, absolutely. And the number one way of growing your business and scaling, and also not driving yourself crazy, is looking for people who are specialized in things that are taking up your time. So content creation is necessary if you want to survive in business. Editing is a whole nother career. I mean, that's something I suggest you guys become proficient in, because it's very difficult for people to then get away from doing everything themselves. So yeah, if it costs $345 and you think the value is there, that's awesome. But what I will tell you is that there are a couple different other options that can easily be done with very little effort on your part, or maybe if you teach a VA who you're paying $4 an hour to do. One of them is using a system. Let me show you this real quick. This right here. So using a company like Jelly Smack, what Jelly Smack does is they take your long form content and they also they chop it down into reels and all that other stuff that you that is really getting eyeballs right now. So with them, I don't know the pricing, but I'll tell you right now, I think it's a lot less than that, or I think they do some kind of a partnership with you as a creator, that they create the content for you for an exchange of a percentage of your revenue that you make off the video, not off of your business, but off of the video. So for instance, if you're on YouTube and you got a monetization on there, they will take a portion of it and you take a portion of it. And I guess that's how they get paid. The other way of doing it would be simply just looking up, and I know I've been seeing this a lot, but using AI to create short form video. Let's look at that. Okay. Let's look at this real quick. Let's watch this.
Artificial intelligence is upgrading my business, you hear me? So I found this program called video.ai. It takes all your long form videos and turns them into short form. To test it out, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and create a TikTok first. I found this video of me and my guy Rich. We're talking about AI art. I took the link and started to import. After that, I had to choose the orientation. And then finally, I had to choose a few templates that I wanted to create after the video finished processing. After choosing a few, I hit continue and it says that we're done. And as you can see, I can go ahead and review the clips. Look at this, bro. I got 10 new videos that I can put on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and this is how it turned out.
Okay, that just blew my mind. And I'll be honest with you, Ivania, the guy who's offering you this,
If you just post something on a video to talk about,
the guy who's offering you this is probably doing the same thing. He's probably taking your long form video and
Yeah.
putting it into a website like this, and which we can do right now and see how that works out for us. Maybe have a free trial.
You know which one does it too, Louis? StreamYard. You could use that. You could go do short clips, and that one's $20 a month if you want that. You know, the one with your logo, but it's free if you don't use logo.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look at the pricing on this. So with this, if you go pro, $30 a month, you can upload 300 video, upload minutes, 1080p, 100 gig storage. Brand, okay. So it looks to me like even if you went with the most expensive package of $50 a month, it's still a lot cheaper than paying this other person to do it. Yeah. So if I were you, I would try this first before having a commitment, and I wouldn't do the yearly rate. I would just go monthly and see if you like it for a month or two. They even have a free trial. So if you want to do that with your long form and have these videos be chopped up for you, then I would try something like this first before committing to someone else.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the one video with him because he said the first video is free. So why not? He's in the UK. I feel it will give me a lot of reach. But thankfully, I have someone who's doing all. I don't do any editing or anything. I just do a lot of referrals for him, and we work it out. So, but if you guys, you know, as I said, it's even just me sitting there and having to come up with the chat GPT. It sounds really hard just to have it send a script for you, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, all of this little minutia stuff, like not actually even creating the video, but uploading and searching and all of this stuff, you can get a full or part-time VA for $4 an hour, $5 an hour, somewhere in the Philippines or Ecuador or anywhere you guys want to get a VA from. And you can teach them like what's called a workflow for all of the things that you need done, not only media wise, but anything like workflow for your, searching for expired listings, workflow for anything. So if you can create a workflow or SOPs, the standard operating procedures, if you can create these one time, create a video on how you do it or how it should be done, and then give that to your VA or teach your VA, and then have your VA create a video on how she does it, in the event that later on in the future that VA is either no longer available to work with you, or that VA you fire for whatever reason, right? So what you want to start doing is working smarter instead of harder, which means that you have to be able to replicate yourself. You have to be able to replicate others, and you have to be able to create standard operating procedures in the event that you have to make some changes, right? And you have to eliminate some people. So creating that with as little overhead as possible is what makes the biggest difference in your business. So if 10 reels will last you for 10 days, because let's be honest, right? You want to drop a reel a day. If you're really going to go ham, you want to drop a reel a day. And if you're going to pay $345 for 10 reels, I think that that's going to get expensive really quick. That's about over $1,000 a month. So even though it sounds like, oh, that's a great deal, I think that it could easily snowball into a much more expensive option when you have something like this available, and you can pay someone $4 an hour, $5 an hour. Let's say they work 20 hours for you. You pay them $400 a month to do a lot of things, not just this maybe, and versus paying someone $1,000 a month for the same work or maybe less work. And am I making sense, Ivania, or what do you think?
Yes, you are, because this guy has another package that goes up to like $689, then another one $799. So yeah, it is one reel a day. It's, I mean, I'm doing one reel a week, trying to get to like 2, 3, but oof, one reel a day. That's
one reel a day would be huge, and you can do it because all you need to do is create about 2 or 3 videos a week, or maybe even 2 videos a week. You can create that are long form. Out of those 2 videos, your VA should be able to extract 5 to 7 videos. And it looks like you're working harder, but you're actually working smarter. And you can teach her how to upload the videos, and you can teach her how to schedule the videos, and you can teach her how to respond to the comments. You can teach her how to upload at the most prime times. There's a lot of things that people don't realize how much work actually goes into creating, producing, and uploading content. I'm sure Sophie can share with you that it's not an easy thing to do. Like just uploading a YouTube video is like 15 different steps after you actually upload the video. It's not easy. So I would say if you can find a workflow, because that's the key here. The key to this whole thing is workflow. Like how can you flow most efficiently without creating the most turbulence for yourself, right? Or things to do. Because when we get busy in our business, we can't really make money, right? We need to get busy on our business, not in our business. Because we're in our business, then we're taking up our time. We need to be busy on our business, growing that business, and spending the time in the right places where it actually makes a difference. It's talking to new people, making new relationships, going out there and prospecting people that will change your business. That's the kind of things that you should be focused on. Meanwhile, you have the other people in your crew and your team doing some of the monotonous stuff, the stuff that's not really a game changer for you, but they will help you grow your business.
great information. Thank you for all the good words.
No worries. And I hope I don't sound like I'm telling you what to do. I'm just giving you some suggestions. You could do
No.
a better process than that.
You have been doing this for a while, so anything that you say, it's good.
Thank you. Soph, do you have anything to add to that, Soph? Are you there? I don't know if she's still there.
No, I'm here. Yeah,
yeah.
everything. I agree with you guys. Louis, that's a great idea. Editing and taking pictures and videos and all that stuff is hard. But once you already know what you're editing, what the idea is, it's easier to come up with a picture or a video. And the internet has all that stuff. I like that guy. Wow, that's pretty cool. Send us the link. That guy just did all that real quick. And like you said, it's cheaper to get that guy, because maybe her guy is hiring that guy to make the content and making money from it.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Thank you, Soph. I appreciate that input. So Sarah's telling us about a gentleman named Max Maxwell. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. Max Maxwell is from what I last heard about Max Maxwell is he's a real estate guy, but Sarah says that he's moved to Dubai a few months ago and he's doing a lot of video content. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what
He's
he's well known for.
he's encouraging everyone to move there and start investing.
Really?
I swear. He has a lot of tips.
Let's look him up real quick and see what he has
Yep.
to share.
He's the owner of Prop Stream.
Prop Stream? That's his? Really, Alejandro? Can you guys hear me?
Everyone, my name is Max Maxwell, real estate investor.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Alejandro muted himself, so we
Yes,
can hear
he's the owner of Prop Stream. Yes. Mhm.
He's the owner of Prop Stream. Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's an awesome.
I didn't know
system.
that. I didn't know that either.
That's great. Let's see what are some of the stuff that he's talking. Oh wow, look, he's all dressed in the full garment.
I love
4
it.
days ago. Yeah, let's see some of his most recent videos. Let's look at
Louis,
the last
if you and Alejandro are going, I'm going too. I'm just letting
Okay.
you know from now.
That's awesome. All right, let's see what he's saying here.
Okay, so let me do something kind of proper here. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Max Maxwell, and I'm a real estate investor and a serial entrepreneur. Some of you know me, a lot of you don't. And the reason why I want to do this is because I kind of want to apologize to my subscribers that have been there since day one. There's been an absence of making videos and putting out content. And the reason why is because over the last 2 months, I've moved. I moved to Dubai kind of like in silence. Some people know, and it started out as a small journey, but now I'm here. But that's not really why I wanted to do the reintroduction. I just want to tell you that I moved with my video team. We've got our stuff coming, the studio stuff, everything else. But here's the thing. I'm going to continue to make new content. The content is kind of shifting just a little bit. Yes, I will still be doing real estate here in the UAE, in Dubai for sure. But I'm also going to be talking a lot more about entrepreneurship in general. There's some awesome people that I've met here in this region that you've never heard of. Some cool companies, some small companies, some big companies, and just overall some amazing entrepreneurs and people that I'm going to be sharing with you over the time that me and my wife get adjusted here to living in the UAE in Dubai. So this is going to be like a new chapter in our journey of the Max Maxwell journey. Because as I grow, my audience grows and you guys get to grow with me. And you remember me starting in 2015, 2016, back in my mom's house. And now my wife and I have just moved to Dubai. So I do want to apologize for the lack of content, but no, I do have your back and we are going to be making more and more content and probably even better content than we've ever made before. So stick around. And let's start getting to the story of why we moved to Dubai. All right, so a lot of people have asked me kind of privately, people that I've known, that I've told, hey, look, we've officially moved. It started out as a 2-month, let's go check it out.
Just for the record, do you guys want to hear this?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Let me just put it on 1.5 times speed so we can, if you guys don't mind, so we can catch most of the story.
And I knew in my head, while I was here in the 2 months, I needed to set up my businesses. Now, before I dive into how to set up businesses and stuff like that, I'm just going to tell you kind of our story. So we came here for our honeymoon in January of 2022. And when I came to this region, I was blown away by the advancement of infrastructure, the people, the business, just the whole technology, the way it was driven, the way that this region is kind of growing. And that brings me to my point number one. We wanted to be in a region that was growing. Not that a region was kind of looking at its past, something that we want to be a part of in the future. Because if you're thinking long term, and I've always been taught, if you're planning something out, plan out for 100 years. Yeah, I may not be here for 100 years. I get that. But you should make plans as if you are in the sense of like business and, you know, like future, because you're planning out for the future. So we wanted to move to a region that was growing. And we felt like the Middle East, the UAE, particularly Dubai, is growing, and kind of the entire UAE. And this, not only this, but this region. And so you have Egypt, who's growing fast. And yeah, every country's going through this problem, but you see the cycles. And another reason is, may not plan to have kids one day. We hope to have kids. Inshallah, we hope to be able to have kids. And we wanted to be in a region where the education standards was much higher than it is when we were back home in the United States. I mean, the facts are just the facts. So safety is also another reason. It's virtually zero crime over here. And kind of, if you've been following me on Instagram, I talked about, since we've gotten here in March, the last 2 months, there's been 102 mass shootings in the United States. There's been 0 here in Dubai. And I know if you're a family person, your mother, your father, whatever it is, you also have a big concern for your safety, but not only your safety, if you have kids, safety of your kids. You want them to be well educated. You also want them to be able to go places that you don't have to chaperone and supervise all the time because of safety. So safety is a big one. Coming to a region where we can grow as entrepreneurs and people was a big choice in that. So that's kind of the main reasons why we said, hey, look, let's pick our things up. Let's move 7,000 plus miles and let's go. Now, a lot of you have been asking, what about the horses? Well, a while ago, we sold the horses because they were becoming a little bit older and they were becoming trail horses. I like working horses where we can go out and do more than just trail riding. So everything kind of lined up and we were supposed to go buy new horses in the summer, but obviously the right idea came up to, hey, let's explore different regions. Let's explore different things. Another reason why we wanted to move is because of taxes. I mean, the UAE has zero personal income tax. Now, what does that mean? If you make $110,000, your paycheck reflects $110,000. There's no taxes that come out of that. And I think we've just been subjected to this type of invasion of money from the government that we've kind of just got used to it and we don't question it at all. And we just say, hey, it's normal. Well, there's other places in the world that don't have it. And the UAE is one of them. They just, you keep more of your hard-earned money. For myself, is businesses. Now, right now they have zero business tax. They are looking to go forward to a 9% business tax. But it's a very straightforward type of tax law. It's not complicated. The book can't fill up this entire room. It's a very straightforward process. Look, 9%. If you make over this type of income, you're going to pay 9% in taxes. And so even with that coming on the horizon, it's still a better option for somebody who makes a lot more money, somebody who wants to keep more of their money. And listen, even if you look at professionals like doctors, dentists, or lawyers, or engineers, or anybody that has a skill, if you come here and you're making $50, $60, $70, $80,000, you get to actually keep that income. And so that's why it's important. That was one of the important things for us to say, listen, let's build a future somewhere that's one growing, safety, school kids, the whole nine, and then also taxes a big one. And frankly, there's more millionaires leaving America now more than ever before. And it's not only millionaires, there's a huge population of actually Americans here in Dubai. I believe it's around 300,000 or 400,000 in the UAE total. But a lot of people are living here. But more importantly, there's other expats from like Europe and other places who have come here and said, this is going to be our new home. And we're just one of them. So that's kind of our story. So also my wife and I are Muslim. And so this was the first time when we decided to come here and check out Dubai for 2 years, we wanted to see what it was like being here during Ramadan, which is the holy month of Muslims, where you fast from sun up to sundown. And not only you partake in all the prayers, every prayer, but also other prayers. And it was just a great experience. The food here, the quality here is amazing. You have more of a community for myself. It's a Muslim country. There's also Christians here. There's other people here. So people from all walks of life live in Dubai. It's truly a melting pot of people. But being here during Ramadan was an amazing experience for myself and my wife. I got to meet people who helped me on my journey. The whole nine. It's just been an overall good experience. And there's mosques everywhere. If you miss a prayer because you wanted to, that was also cool. Also had to go to Mecca, Saudi Arabia. And just that's another thing. Being in this region, I'm 6 hours, 7 hour trip from China. I'm around the corner from Europe. I can be in Pakistan. I can all these other places where me as an entrepreneur, where I do business from, where I source products from, I have manufacturing facilities at. It just makes more sense to be able to jump on a plane and move some places. Okay, so let's talk about some of the myths that you may have in your head or you've heard before when it comes to particularly moving to Dubai. One is that you have to be rich. That is not the case. There's a lot of people here that make $50,000, $60,000 on a regular job that live a comfortable life. One, I'll tell you a thing that was actually kind of surprising to me and Tony, my video creator, was that groceries were actually more affordable here and more readily available than back in the States. That was kind of an interesting, I just something. I thought the groceries would be more expensive, but it's actually cheaper than it is in the States. A lot of the food here is halal, meaning that it's grown and sacrificed in a particular way that is standards to the Muslim faith. Kind of like the Jewish faith where they have food that is prepared a certain way. It's the same thing here, but a lot of the food, and that just lends to the restaurant quality. There's a lot of Michelin star restaurants here. There's so many restaurants. I mean, literally you can eat out every single night, every single meal if you wanted to and never go to the same restaurant twice. I wouldn't advise it because then you could really spend a lot of money. But you know, you don't need to be a millionaire to live here. That's definitely a myth. There's affordable cars, and I know all you guys see is the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, all these things. So they have those things. They have those things because one, you get to keep more of their money. That's the number one reason why they don't have the taxes. You're not spending 20, 30, 40% of your earned income on taxes. So you get to spend more of it into things that you enjoy. You definitely don't need to be to move here. You don't need to be making tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to move here. It's a very work-oriented place where you can live a simple life or you can live a very extravagant life. I've been to people who they make $70,000 a year, awesome house. I've been to people who are billionaires, great house. There's everything in between. And so that's what I really kind of bust that myth in your head. Another thing that is real cool, America has a huge homeless problem. They don't have that here. Because if you're here and you don't have money, you're working. And even if the worst case scenario, your employer will provide housing for you. So that's also a good thing to see. And I don't know, it's just different to see it. Especially if you live in a place like New York, San Francisco, LA, you see a lot of homelessness. There's actually zero here. What are some other myths that people kind of think about? Another myth about Dubai and the UAE in particular is that people think, I hear this, that there's no culture here. That is absolutely false. There's a very rich culture and a melting pot, but they have their original culture here, even though Dubai itself is like 50 years old. There's a large culture here with coming to foods, traditions, the way they do things. When you come to a place like this, you should get immersed into their culture. You kind of understand the way that the people operate here and why they do certain things a certain way. And it's an amazing culture. So there's definitely culture here. It's not just, oh, rich. No, that's not it. People here are amazing. And another thing is that everybody's super nice. I'll tell you a quick story. I'm from the South. Road rage is a thing. when my wife moved from New York into North Carolina, I said, listen, don't go around beeping your horn like you're in New York. So one time I was in a taxi, this guy cut us off twice. And I was like, oh, I'm about to see my first incident. Taxi driver pulls up to the guy next to him at the stoplight. They wind down their window. And this is the most you see. He said, listen, look in your mirror before you change lane. I thought it was about to be an argument. And the guy says, you know what? You're right. And he rolled his window back up. And so I think it's actually against the law to give somebody a middle finger here in a road rage or something like that. So there's just a lot of things that are built into common sense here that will you kind of debunk. Another thing is that, oh, the dress code is extremely strict. No, I do partake in traditional clothes only because it's very relaxing to have on, which is a fedora. But no, I walk in the mall, I see people from all walks of life that have clothes on that you would see all over the place. Here's one thing, you're not going to wear your bikini walking in the mall. It's just not respectful. It's not respectful to the people that are indigenous to here, and it's also not respectful to yourself. So no, you can't do that. There is people that will, I don't know who they're called, but they will come to you and say, listen, put on an overgarment or something like that. But no, it's not strict. You can wear shorts, you can wear whatever you want, just don't run down the street naked. That won't make any sense. I think that's illegal anywhere in the world. Another myth that people think is alcohol is completely banned. Not true. There's nightclubs here, there's restaurants here, there's Michelin star restaurants. They all serve alcohol. The people, myself, who are Muslim, the people from here that don't partake in it, just don't partake in it. There is a Sharjah that is completely alcohol free, which is not too far from here. But Dubai in itself, no, it's normal. I wouldn't drink and drive. Not recommended. Not even a thing. Too many taxis around here. That'd be on purpose if you did that. So, but overall, there's a lot of myths that people think. And here's another one: you think that you must learn Arabic to come here. Everybody speaks English in some form of it, whether it's broken or not. The number one English, the number one language in the entire world, anyways, is English. You're gonna be perfectly fine navigating through here if you know how to speak English. And one of the dumbest thing is you don't have any rights. I know if you've grown up in America, we're the number one in the world, blah 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 blah. Listen, you need to travel because that's simply not the case. You have rights. You have rights just like you have anywhere else, but you just can't do the dumb stuff. You know what I mean? You're not walking around in front of a building with an AK-47. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. There's just some common sense laws in here that just make sense that I think a lot of people agree upon. And so everybody, you have rights, and people here are very polite. So that's kind of the myths that just don't make sense, and people just need to come here and experience them. And I'm telling you, as somebody that has been here a few times and then moved here, so take my word for it. All right, so let's talk about starting your business or moving your business to Dubai or the UAE. Well, that was my intentions from the beginning. One was moving one of the businesses we currently have and creating several other businesses while we're here. Now, the process is not as straightforward as it is in America. I think in North Carolina, you pay $125, you get an LLC, and you can kind of just do whatever you want to do in the activities that you kind of designated your business to be in. It's not that simple here. I'll be straight up forward with you and honest in the beginning. It takes about 3 weeks, maybe even a month, depending on what was going on. We set up our business during Ramadan time, so we finished like right before. So people kind of taking vacations and stuff like that. I'll kind of explain my perspective, and then I'll break into kind of the steps that you need to be able to do. So for us, we had to pick an industry that we wanted to be in and a trade name. So trade names are pretty strict here, so you can't just name yourself something completely different and do something else. They usually have to have what you're doing in the name some sort of way. So we did that. We picked our activities, and you pay per activities in the industry. And certain industries have restrictions and inspections after you get the business set up. But overall, I had somebody walk me through the process. We picked the name, the trade name, we picked the industries that we wanted to be in, and then you have to get what they call an adorned. Adorned is a system where every rental contract in the entire UAE, I believe it's UAE, but I know particularly for sure 100% it's in Dubai, is registered. So all the rental contracts are there. Once you have that rental contract, that gives you the legitimacy of coming here and creating a real business. Once you have that rental contract and you have your approval from the industry, your trade license, then you have official business. And what happens is you own that business 100%. And then as a foreigner, you can come in and employ yourself under that business and give yourself your own visa. So you sponsor yourself. Now the cost to set up a business can range. And I would say anywhere between $6,000 and probably $12,000. You're probably like, oh my God, $12,000? Yeah. It can cost that much to set up a business, but let me explain to you why I'm okay with that. The reason why I was okay with that, because at the back end, when I make profits, they don't want any. And so, yes, the process may be expensive. Like now, if you're doing a simple activity like a marketing company or something like that, probably $6,000 to $7,000, you're gonna be out the door. We were doing something a little more complex that was in a couple different industries, a couple different permits. It was around $10,000 to $12,000. But when we make our profit, the government is not a silent partner in my business, meaning that they don't want 40% of my earnings or 30% of my earnings. And so I'm okay with spending that money up front. Now that may prohibit some people to moving here and just starting a business. Yes, I understand, because saving $6,000 to $12,000 up to start the business can be expensive when it's relatively cheap in America, but you have to pay more on the back end. You get what I'm saying? You're going to pay in the front, you're going to pay in the back. I'd rather pay in the front knowing exactly how much it costs versus the back. It depends on, them being like a business partner. My experience was actually pretty smooth. I'll be honest, I was a little bit frustrated with some of the nuances only because I've set it up so many times in America and things are just different. Then I had to realize and tell myself, yo, Max, relax. You're not in America. You have to do it this way. And once I've kind of like, because it should be simple, turned out to just be a little bit extra step that I was not used to taking. And I had to tell myself, listen, calm down. You're going to get it. And so we got it. I got my Emirates ID. I got my visa. I got everything. We sponsor ourselves and we can go open up bank accounts, the whole nine. It doesn't take long. Now, one thing I will tell you, if you're an American and you're setting up a bank account anywhere in the world, they have this act. Obama passed it. It's like Foreign Bank Account Reporting Act. I think it's called FARCA or something like that. If you open up a bank account anywhere in the world and you belong to the United States, you have to report that bank account back, which takes a little bit longer. Some banks really don't want to deal with you because of the headache. It's more paperwork, but you'll eventually get it done. So just keep that in mind. You can't come over here and like hide your money. America's gonna know how much money you have. There are some rules that if you make, I think, under $114,000, you don't have to pay taxes back to America. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm about 95% sure that there's some paperwork you have to fill out. But no matter how long you're here, every year you're here as an American citizen, you must file a tax return, whether you owe money or not. It's just the way it is. That's why a lot of people are leaving America and renouncing their citizenship because they're just tired of that extra paperwork stuff. But anyways, coming to Dubai, setting up a business, finding a home, all of those things do require some time and some patience and some guidance. But it's very manageable. Me and my wife were able to do all of this in less than 2 months while Ramadan was going on the whole 9. So it's really not that difficult. I do have some step-by-step process of kind of how to open a business. In this video, I kind of wanted to share the story, give you an update of what's going on with my life, my personal life, why we've been in Dubai for so long, and kind of what's going on. Now, you know, my wife and I have moved to Dubai. We set up businesses in Dubai, and we'll be doing real estate in Dubai. So stay tuned on what exactly I'm doing. I can't reveal it yet, but there's so much plus side to what we're doing. We still have our ranch back in America. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Coming here, I believe for us was an amazing decision. And I hope that if you're on the fence of making that decision, I hope this video has helped you be able to at least come out here and explore for a little while so you can see if it's the best fit for you or you and your family. Now, what I will be doing in the next video is going into very detailed matter of how you're supposed to set up your business in Dubai. What it took, the paperwork, the whole 9, and maybe some of my own recommendations on the companies that you should be using to be able to set up your business and how you can get a visa and a residency card in a different country so you can kind of be a world citizen. So I hope this video has helped. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching this one. You know what to do. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, please like and share with a friend. I greatly appreciate you guys and keep looking forward to me being on this red couch talking about what it's like to move the business the whole 9 and some other content that's gonna be coming very soon. I appreciate every single one.
Wow. What do you guys think about that?
Why do we have to pay taxes if we don't work in America?
Yeah, because as long as you're still a citizen of the United States, you got to kind of pay to have that privilege. I could get on, I could go on for hours about that, but the reason why we have the world reserve currency and the standing in place that we do in the world is because we have the taxpayer base. So each one of these people that are leaving the country or going somewhere else, we're still we're basically the we're the commodity of the United States, which means that we're the workhorses. If we're not working and creating revenue for the country, we don't have our place in the world as being who we are. So when you become a US citizen or you renounce your citizenship, you're either adding to the United States workforce, I guess you would call it, or pool of assets, or you're taking away from their golden gooses, I guess you would call it, especially if you're like in real estate and you're making a ton of money. Like you guys know, you have to pay a lot of money at the end of the year or quarterly, however you pay it. You know, that's basically why you have to do that, to make sure they know you're still alive, you're still capable of making some money, or maybe you are making some money. And if you're running a business that is in the United States and you're in another country, you better report that income. Even though you live somewhere else, you better report that income. Now, if the income arises from another country, I think there's some laws around that you do have to report that as well. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure about that. So the only way to get around that is to renounce your citizenship. But I heard that's sometimes even harder than even getting your citizenship. Anyone know about this process or know anything that they want to add to that? No?
No.
Okay. Alejandro,
So what
were
do
your
you
thoughts
think,
on it?
Louis? Are you gonna move?
You know what? I get very excited when I see opportunities. I get super excited. I'm the kind of person that if I see something that I think makes great sense and there is a little downside, I get excited and I want to do it. But the older version of me now that I'm like, oh, I can't just think about myself. I have children, you know, I have people who depend on me. It's not just me. Because if it was just me, I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna go live there for 3 months and see how I like it. Right? Sounds great. What could go wrong? I don't like it. I come back. Right. But now, you know, having a family and having other people I gotta take care of, everything has to be very calculated and methodical. So yeah, I mean, I'm open to going there and visiting and seeing what it's all about and seeing if that's the best fit for others, including myself. But I think it's great. I mean, I think that people moving, he's not the first person I'm hearing about. I mean, I've been hearing about tons of people moving, especially people who are doing good business because of the whole tax structure and the low crime rate and the quality of life. So I've been hearing a lot of great things. Is Alejandro still on the call? Are you still here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. Just want to add that this guy, he's a big wholesaler, like super big wholesaler, and a flipper, developer. Like the guy is super rich already.
Yeah.
If he choose to go to Dubai, it's because of something. He saw something there that he didn't see here, like that's infrastructure and the way they do things is way different.
Sure.
So it comes from the guy. He invented like a software to look for like distressed homeowners and stuff like that, which I use myself. And so it's very super smart guy.
So you agree with a lot of things he says?
Yeah, agreed. Most of the stuff is, I mean, it's true what he say
Mhm.
about the whole the way. The thing is, they already know they can pump oil like forever. So
Yeah.
they've been ahead already like 100 years, looking at people to invest in Dubai, which they already are. It's like flooded of investors, and just people
Yeah.
just keep coming in like crazy.
Mhm.
So that's why they had the vision, probably like 100 years plus, and they try to do like a very futuristic city in Dubai, like
Yeah.
flying cars and all that stuff. Which I think they're gonna be the first one, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I'm very interested in taking a
It's
trip there
already
to
on the
find out.
horizon.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't want to make this whole ending of the video about Dubai, even though it's super cool and I love the topic. Do you guys want to add anything other than what we covered today, or you guys could talk about it if that's what you want to talk about. But do you guys have anything that you want to close out with? Any questions, concerns? Chris is asking here, do we know the name of the program Max created to find distressed properties? It's PropStream. Have you ever used PropStream before? PropStream is a really great system. For $100 a month. You get access to a lot of records. I think you're able to download like 10,000 or more records a month for any category you want. Distressed, for sale by owner. I believe
How
they
do you
don't
spell it?
prop PROP. Yeah, PropStream. Yeah, so you get a large you get high equity people, you get people who have purchased their homes in cash, which for a lot of you is like no brainer. Let me call them because they don't owe anything on their house. Maybe they're motivated to sell, right? So there's a lot of data there. And then you can also get the phone numbers from them, also from PropStream. They have a service now that gives you the phone numbers. Alejandro, have you compared PropStream's phone numbers to the other system that you were using privacy, REO Skip Trace?
I mean, they're pretty standard though.
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah, I
okay.
mean, maybe you at the beginning I was saving a couple cents to like download it here and get in there or whatever, but it's only a few cents, so it's not really, it's no point, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't, and like the whole thing, like download it, put it somewhere else. Better just do it right there.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Does anyone want to add to this? Anybody have a question, concern? No? All right, well, guys, I think very good information today. I appreciate everyone who's on the call. This was unbelievable info. I just want to kind of give you guys a couple updates on the AI front. I know you guys like for when I bring up the AI stuff. ChatGPT now has the capacity to search the internet, so that's a big advancement. So I think they have current data now. If not, if you can't find what you're looking on there, I think now Google has their option to use their AI. I'll cover that on next week's meeting. I just want to be able to be more proficient in that before going into it. But I'm sure you guys will have a good time using any of those systems if you want to kind of fast track any tedious work you're doing, especially on a creative front. So one thing I'll close out on real quick that'll allow you to do content like Ivania. I'll show you real quick before we go. So let's just say that, okay, I gotta make a video today. I don't know what to cover. I don't know what to talk about, right? So let me see if I can, you guys can see my screen, I'm hoping.
No.
No?
No, not yet.
Oh, maybe I was sharing. How about now? No?
It's a white line.
For some reason it says your screen sharing is paused. Your screen sharing.
Didn't you transfer it to Ivania?
I didn't transfer it to her, but okay, it
Oh,
says your
there it
screen
is. We
share is
see.
loading. Okay. So let's say we are at a loss of ideas right now, right? For whatever reason, we want to create some content today. Jump over to Twitter and look in the Twitter space and look for real estate. Anything real estate, just whatever. You guys can put mortgages, you can put real estate news, you can put whatever you want, and see what's trending, right? See what has a lot of eyeballs. So okay. So let's just go with this one right here. It says, I need someone to explain to me why it's always, if you can't pay rent, buy fewer lattes and avocado toast. and not if you can't pay your employees a living wage, buy fewer yachts and real estate. Explain it to me like I'm in kindergarten. So what she's saying here is the fact that you can't pay your rent because you don't have the discipline to not buy things you don't need, or is it the employer's fault that they don't pay you enough, right? This is a very controversial way of looking at that situation. But what you can do is copy something like this, go over to ChatGPT and say to ChatGPT, let me just make sure it's active and running. Can you create a YouTube video script on this post? Now, the reason why that post got so much information is because it's controversial. You guys know that controversy loves engagement, right? So if I just created this and told YouTube to kind of create it and make it whatever, you would call your, it's even giving you ideas of like your opening shots and all that. This is really cool. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are at a loss of ideas right now, go over to Twitter. It doesn't have to be that first one that I just showed you right now. It could be anything. That's not Twitter. It could be anything. You guys can keep scrolling down until you find something you like and use that information and create a post, and if you guys want to know about mortgages or whatever, you can do that too. You can look for hashtags, mortgages, hashtag real estate, hashtag EXP, whatever you want to create a post on, and give it to ChatGPT and let them come up. Look, it's still coming up with information. If you want to make it a short form video, you can just tell it, okay, can you convert this into a 60-second YouTube short? And then it'll give you something much shorter. And then maybe you don't use 80% of it, but at least you get the inspiration and you keep 20% of it and you put the rest, your own spin on it.
Louis.
Yeah.
You can also put that you want a 7-day, with quotes and hashtags and things like that. And it also does it. And then if you want more, just press at the bottom, continue.
If you want a 7, you said a 7-day?
Yeah.
What's a 7-day?
It's like a 7-day post.
Oh, you
like
want
to
7
give you more
days?
ideas on that, or just put continue. It'll give you more ideas.
Oh, tap in
It's
continue?
limitless. Yep.
Oh, cool. And then it gives you more information? Or if you type in 7-day? Oh, and then it's part 2? Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
That's very cool.
Yep.
Thank you, Soph.
I'm telling you. I did a 360 days post thingy. I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah. You know what?
Thank you, Sophie.
This is really cool. I mean, like doing a topic like lattes versus yachts, that's controversial. I think that'll get views because people will engage. Because when you fire people up, because if you're the kind of person they're like, no, I'm a capitalist and I believe in capitalism, you're gonna fight for the employer that they're not doing the wrong thing. But if you're, let's say, an employee and you're thinking in the mindset of an employee and you'll never become a boss, then you're going to be fighting tooth and nail for that person who is entitled to have lattes and as much as they want of the little perks in life, because it's the boss's fault that they're not paying enough, right? So you have two contradictory points of views, and those people are going to be slamming those comments on a video like that, which means your video gets more and more views and more engagement. So we know in media, so if you can back me up on this, that sex sells, but we're not selling sex. We're not in that business, right? And also controversy sells and blood sells, right? So we don't necessarily want to talk about accidents and wars and things like that. We don't want to talk about, or we don't want to be exposing ourselves in order to get views, I know you ladies might think that might be a great idea, but I assure you that's probably not going to attract the right audience. So we may want to use controversy. Controversy would be a good way to get views. You guys agree?
I agree. I also, I'm laughing at what ChatGPT gave to us. I'm gonna have to copy that and just read through it.
I like it.
It's amazing.
I like it. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. I think we've had enough for today. I know we went a little over, but we have some good stuff from Max Maxwell, and then with the ChatGPT stuff here. Always good to learn from each other. Awesome. Anyone else have anything to add before we go?
Yeah, guys, there's actually a virtual lunch and learn from NC Jar. You should have all gotten the email, I think like a week or 2 weeks ago, today from 12 to 1.
Cool.
It's about AI.
Nice. You guys could probably teach that class by now. Awesome. Good for you guys. All right, let's go
Yeah,
ahead and
thanks
close.
to you, Louis. We have a lot of information because of you.
No, I'm learning with you
When
guys.
we hang out with you, we become smart.
I'm glad that you feel that way. Thank you
Always.
guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, guys, let's go ahead and close out with our prayers. Dear Lord, Father, we thank you so much for allowing us to have this day, Father, and have this beautiful crowd of people here, Father, learning and being able to just grow with each other's information. Father, we thank you for giving us health and giving us wisdom and giving us the opportunity to live another day, Father, and create something special for ourselves and our family, Father, and our communities. Lord, we ask you to please look over us and guard our business and help us take the right steps in life so we can be more blessed to help others. Father, we ask you to bring us back in good spirits and good health next week, Monday morning. Thank you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you, guys.
Amen.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Amen.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye-bye.